Hi guys! I am really excited about today's video because this one is one I'm not doing just by myself as I do with most of my videos. This one is a collab with one of my favourite film and TV people here on YouTube. I'm filming this in collaboration with Rhianna over at Rhiannatoria. If you have never watched any of Rhianna's videos, you are missing out. I will link her channel down in the description box below. You can go and check her out. Please go and check out her version of this video and all of her other videos because she does fantastic reviews of films and TV shows. She does haul videos, she does top 5s and top 10s. She has a lot of great content over on her channel and I really enjoy all of her videos. So first things first, as soon as you have finished watching this video, head on over to Rhianna's channel and check it out. So today we are going to be talking about underrated TV shows, which I think is a very important topic because there are so many great TV shows out there that I feel either have kind of like small cult followings but not enough people know about them, or they had bigger followings at the time but now it's a few years on and not many people are talking about them now. So we decided that that was an excellent topic for discussion. So today I'm going to talk you through what I think are 5 of the most underrated TV shows on my favourites list. So this is in no particular order. I feel all of these shows are deserving of your viewing, but I am going to start off with one which is a current TV show. It's airing right now and it is a Netflix original, and that is Grace and Frankie. Now Grace and Frankie launched last year at the same time as Kimmy Schmidt did, so I feel that it was sort of overshadowed by the instantaneous huge success of the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I started watching this show as soon as it arrived on Netflix and I fell completely head over heels in love with it. If you've managed to completely avoid the show up until this point, it tells the story of 2 married couples who are in their 70s, and in the pilot episode the 2 husbands sit their wives down to say that they're really sorry, but for the past something like 20 years they have been having an affair behind their backs. They are in love, they are gay, and they want to tell the world that now. They want to end their marriages and be together properly. This show has an amazing cast. It's led by Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, Sam Waterston and Martin Sheen. All 4 of them are incredible and it has a fantastic ensemble cast who play their children and some of their friends. And I think that the fact that they've got these really strong sort of veteran actors who've been in the industry for a really long time leading this show really shows. The acting is incredible. It's such a funny, humorous, clever show, but it's also really heartbreaking at times. The writing's so strong, the acting's amazing. Everything about this show just puts a smile on my face and I absolutely love it. I actually deliberately took a long time to watch all of season 2 because I just didn't want it to be over. I think that this show is really important because it is focused on older characters and we don't get enough of that in television at the moment, or really ever. So the central focus of the story is on the lives of these older characters. So I think that that counts for a lot, and as I say, the way that it has been produced, the acting, the writing, everything that has gone into this show is fantastic. So if you haven't watched it yet and you want something that can be light and humorous but also deal with some quite serious and quite sad issues, definitely check out this show. The storylines are fantastic, the characters are so real and alive and wonderful, and I couldn't recommend it highly enough. Moving on to the second show that I want to talk about, this is one that aired between 2010 and 2011 sort of time, and it is available. This first season is available on Netflix. The second season was, but they took it down. I don't know if it's been back, but that is Life Unexpected. Life Unexpected was one of these shows that I genuinely just clicked on one night because I was flicking through Netflix, I didn't really know what I wanted to watch and I stumbled across it. And then I just binged the 2 seasons that were available at the time. The show only ran for 2 seasons, which I think is a real shame because I really enjoyed the characters and I felt that it had a lot more to give. The show tells the story of Lux. She's a teenage girl who was put into foster care as soon as she was born. Her birth parents were teenagers themselves when they had her and they put her up for adoption. They didn't feel that they were able to take care of her by themselves, and so she's been through the foster system. She's not had a great life, and when she gets to the point in her life where she's able to go and try and be legally emancipated and just live her own life, she tries to do it. What then happens is the courts get involved and decide that they want to try and contact her birth parents to get them involved and see if they can make it as a family before they agree to let her be legally emancipated. So the 2 seasons of the show just develop this relationship between Lux, this girl who's been abandoned and felt that she's never had anyone to count on or rely on, and these 2 still relatively young adults who are her parents, who are then flung into this parenthood experience that they weren't expecting to have to deal with, and sort of exploring that bond that they have with each other and the bond that they then try to form with Lux. And It's just lovely. It's actually really heartbreaking at times. There are moments in this show that genuinely just broke my heart and made me just cry. There are also some really fun light moments. I think that the cast is really, really good. Lux is played by Britt Robertson. You might recognise her from recent films like Tomorrowland and The Longest Ride. She is really great. I think she's a very, very good actress, and she plays Lux. Her parents are played by Sherry Appleby and Christopher Paloha. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but they are all really good. Again, I think this has got quite a good all-round ensemble cast, and it's just a really nice show about family relationships, parent-child relationships, romantic relationships. It's got a lot of really nice exploration of different dynamics between people going on in this show. It's got some interesting observations about time at high school and what it means to be mature. It's a really lovely show, and I feel that it's a shame that it only got 2 seasons. Moving on to my next show, I want to talk about Green Wing. If you've never watched Green Wing before, this one is pretty dependent on your sense of humour, because I feel like this one is probably, I'm classing it as underrated because it is really quite dependent on having a specific sense of humour. Green Wing is a British sitcom. It ran originally between 2004 and 2007. There were 2 series and a special, and it's a very absurd cross between a sitcom and a sketch show sort of vibe, and I absolutely love it. Green Wing is set in a fictional hospital, and it has a large ensemble cast, but the 3 main characters really are played by Stephen Mangan and Tamsin Gregg. If you've watched and enjoyed episodes and you like the chemistry between them on that, then this is something that you might enjoy. And Julian Rhiannatoria. The 3 of them have incredible chemistry together. The 3 of them work together so well. They're so funny, they're so entertaining, and there are so many of the side characters who are just, they're quite ridiculous, absurd characters, but they are so much fun to watch, interacting with each other, and the crazy, ridiculous storylines that they have. You do have to have a certain sense of humour and kind of suspend all disbelief to kind of get on board with the show, but once you do, it is absolutely worth it. The 4th show that I want to talk about today is one that I had decided I was going to include in this right back at the time where Rhianna and I decided we were going to film this video. And then it went up on Netflix just after that, and suddenly a lot more people seem to be talking about it. But that is Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. If you're a fan of Kristen Ritter, you may have already watched this show, but what I would say the best thing about this show is James Van Der Beek. This is one of these comedy shows where you have an actor playing a kind of fictionalised version of themselves, and James Van Der Beek is fantastic. He genuinely is just up for making a complete fool of himself and creating this brilliantly bizarre version of himself who you just kind of can't help but love the minute you start watching it. Kristen Ritter plays Chloe, who is the bee in Apartment 23, and she is one of the most outrageous, ridiculous characters, but she's just so much fun to watch. The show also stars Dreama Walker, who plays June. She is a small town girl who moves to New York to work in the financial district. She's really excited about getting a job on Wall Street and working her way up. And she moves to New York, she finds a room for rent and moves into it, finds herself living with Chloe, and her life pretty much gets turned completely upside down after that. The one problematic thing about the show is that for some very strange reason, during the 2nd season, it was aired on TV not in the right episode order, so it got very confusing for people. The storylines jumped around a lot because it wasn't being shown in chronological order. I don't know why they did that, but they have also uploaded it to Netflix in the same order as how it was originally aired, so that doesn't really make a lot of sense. What I would say is, if you're watching it, go on and Google it, Google the correct episode order and try and watch it in that order, because it's really worth it. It's very, very funny. As I say, James Van Der Beek just taking the mick out of himself is just wonderful to watch, and it's a really fun, cleverly written show with a lot of really good, strong lines in it that you maybe wouldn't expect given the tone of the rest of the show. I just love it. I think it's amazing, and I definitely recommend watching it. And last but not least, this video would not be complete without me talking about a show that I talk about constantly. I try and plug this show in as many of my videos as I can because I love it so very, very much, and that is Being Erica. Now, Being Erica is a show that I don't know anyone else who has watched all of it. Being Erica is a Canadian TV show which originally aired between 2009 and 2011. There are 4 seasons, and it is one of my favourite shows of all time. If you've never heard of Being Erica, it tells the story of Erica Strange. She is a woman in her early 30s who has reached a point in her life where she genuinely doesn't know what she's doing. Career paths haven't worked out, relationships haven't worked out. She feels like she should be so much further ahead in her life at this point than she is, and she just goes into a bit of a meltdown. At this point, enter Dr. Tom, a very unique therapist who changes Erica's life. This is a show about time travel-ish. Time travel is used as a form of therapy for Erica, as a way of reevaluating things that she's done in her life and mistakes that she thinks she's made and regrets that she has, and kind of teaching her to accept that regrets are human and everyone has them, but fixating on them isn't healthy, and that even if you go and try to change things that have happened to you, is that really going to make a difference to where you are now? It's fun and it's funny, and Erin Carpluck, who plays Erica, is incredible and I absolutely love her. But it's also got a very sort of therapeutic undertone to it. I find watching it very soothing and very calming, because it kind of feels like you're going through what Erica's going through and exploring these issues alongside her. I just think that this is such a hugely underrated show. I don't know anyone else who has watched all 4 seasons of the show, and that is saying something. My box sets are never really far away from me. These are 2 of my box sets. This is series 2 and series 4. I have all 4 on DVD because I couldn't not have it. I picked these up really cheap on eBay, by the way, years ago, and it's wonderful. So that is it for my top 5 underrated TV shows. I hope that you have enjoyed that, and I hope that if you have not seen some of the shows on this list, that you will go and check them out. As I said at the start of this video, this is a collab video with Rhianna, so please remember to go and check out her video. It will be linked on the end card and it will be linked in the description box down below. So go and check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye!